My claim that I'm going to be responding to is that illegal and legal immigration are both harmless and beneficial to the U.S., with this person's secondary claims being that illegal immigration helps this country economically, and illegal immigration makes citizens' lives better. Now, my response to the first secondary point is that immigration into the United States does not help this country economically, because the Federation for American Immigration Reform challenged that statement in a 2011 report that came up and said that undocumented immigrants impose a fiscal burden, casting the economy $113 billion a year, and just by using welfare programs. And the point that this person makes is that companies don't have to worry about paying for illegal workers' benefits. Well, basically, just because the companies don't have to pay it doesn't mean that it affects the economy in a positive way, because the government ends up paying all this money through wealth benefits programs and things like that. And the report also later on stated that immigrants use more welfare programs than people naturally born in the U.S. My second part to that response is that legal immigrants not only don't help, they take away from the economy, because an article in the San Francisco Chronicle say that illegal immigrants living in the U.S. send between $6 and $8 billion home every year, being that $6 to $8 billion that's being sent home could have been properly put back into the economy, where it could have helped create other jobs, produce companies and things of that sort. And yeah, my next point is going to be that for the first claim, illegal immigrants take away jobs from workers, because the Pew Hispanic Center estimated that 7.7 million illegal aliens were employed, aliens being immigrants, were employed in the U.S. in 2008. That 7.7 million jobs, accompanied with the $6 to $8 billion put together from the economy, could have been properly put to use, where the money could have distributed to help everyone else. And my response to the secondary claim, which was that illegal immigration makes citizens' lives better, is that illegal immigrants make citizens' lives obviously worse, being that illegal immigration contributes to gang crimes and violence, where the U.S. has had an increase in the number and size of gangs made up almost entirely of immigrant youth, being that legal and illegal people are involved, where according to the FBI, gangs are more violent, organized, and wider than ever before due to these illegal and legal immigrants participating. The DEA report also stated that gangs are responsible for most of the serious violent crime in the U.S. And in the major cities, where a 2009 report from the U.S. Justice Department stated that the 18th Street Gang, which is a notable legal and legal immigrant gang, has membership of 30 to 50,000, with 80% being illegal in the United States. And those gang members also have committed assault, auto theft, carjacking, and drive-by shootings on local communities inside the U.S., which proves that they do not support a better lifestyle for people living inside the United States. Also, the lives of U.S. citizens are also not made better by them, because of the cartel battles going on currently in the United States and Mexico. El Paso, Texas, which is a city right next to the border, is next to a city called Juarez, Mexico. They're adjacent to each other. And Juarez, Mexico is known as the murder capital of the world, where most crimes and deaths are committed in the world. U.S. border is now officially known as a war zone, and the U.S. is now looked at as the biggest market for drugs in the world due to this cartel battle going on. And the federal border official says that Mexican drug cartels have not only shopped on U.S. soil, but they're actually maintaining lookouts and organized missions on U.S. soil to counteract killings and things of that sort doing from the Mexican drugs. And just to wrap up my point, basically, legal immigration does not help this country economy due to all the jobs they're taking away and money they're sending back to their homes. And illegal immigration does not make citizens' lives better based on the drugs and all the cartels and all the gang life going on inside the United States. Thank you.
Right, well, you build a credible argument for the position that you're taking. You've signposted the points that you're talking about pretty clearly, but there's almost no discussion of the argument that the advocate presented. It's all about your counterclaims. And I think you have pretty good counterclaims, but I need to have them contrasted a little bit to the information that the advocate presented to know that they are, in fact, mutually exclusive points. On the first point, you're talking about the fiscal impact that they have on the economy, and you've got amount of money that was spent on welfare, amount of money that's shipped overseas, and number of jobs that might be lost to the economy. I don't know that we get a net amount of information on this. I don't remember if the advocate presented some net benefit argument. You're suggesting there's certainly a substantial negative impact here. I think that the assumption has to be that the negative impact is outweighing any positive impact, but we don't get any explanation of what that would be. I think that's a little bit problematic. On the second point, when you talk about quality of life or making life better for us, you don't really talk about any of the issues that the advocate talked about at all. So their points could be perfectly valid and true and not contradict with your point, which is a counterclaim, like I said, that may not affect mutually exclusive situations about, for instance, access to services or costs being held down, or level of employment for people who are unwilling, for Americans who are unwilling to take particular jobs. I don't remember what the advocate's claims were there. Your argument is all about the crime issue, and I think you do a good job developing that crime issue and explaining it. You actually have a pretty good piece of information there about the information on the 18th Street Gang, that they are, the street gangs are responsible for most of the violent crime, and that this gang, for instance, is 80% made up of illegal aliens or illegal immigrants or whatever we're calling people nowadays in this particular category. I think that goes a long way to showing the point that you're making here, is that this is obviously not beneficial for society as a whole. But once again, I'm not sure that crime was the issue that the advocate's talking about. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. So this could be true, and the advocate's points could be true, and as a result, this may not really be responsive to that particular point. In a debate, if we were talking about a policy issue, then this might be more relevant as a particular potential disadvantage. It doesn't have to contradict the advocate's significance claims, but it would be a reason why we wouldn't want to take a particular action separate from that. All right, thank you.